Microsoft has always paid great attention to the needs of its customers, and that comes to being able to customize the user interface and the programs you're using in the Microsoft Office suite, including Excel. In Excel 2003, you could turn on and off different toolbars, manipulate them, even add your own toolbars and buttons. Of course, it's going to be different in Excel 2010 now that we use the ribbon and the quick access toolbar. So let's examine some of these differences. Starting here in Excel 2003. Really doesn't matter what you have open on your screen at this point. We're going to focus on the user interface itself. Starting with the View menu, moving down to the formula bar and status bar, you can see check marks for me. I've got both of those turned on. And when I go to toolbars, you can see I've only got one, the web toolbar, turned on. You may have different options selected at this point, but we can toggle these on and off. For example, if you want the standard toolbar, simply select it and the standard toolbar appears. Go back to View, back to Toolbars, and let's add the Formatting toolbar. And now once you've got your toolbars open, you can also rearrange them. If I want the Formatting toolbar moved, I just go to the left side. When I see the four-sided arrow, I can click and drag that down maybe and just pop it underneath the standard toolbar. So those are some options. We could also stretch it out and shrink them down. You can even add your own buttons by going to View, over to Toolbars, and then down to the very bottom of this submenu, you've got Customize. And from here, you can customize your toolbars. First of all, selecting which ones are going to appear. And then if you wanted to, you could start renaming, adding new buttons, new toolbars, and so on. The commands, when you go to the Commands tab, where you're going to find the various categories and all of the commands that you have available to you, any of these can be selected and added to a toolbar. And then you've got a number of options as well. So that's how we did things in Excel 2003 and Excel 2010. As we flip over, you can see is a little bit different. First of all, we've got the ribbon, and the ribbon has its tabs, and within those tabs you see the various groups. We've also got at the very top the quick access toolbar, which by default is going to show you a few buttons: save, undo, and redo. But you can click this little drop down and choose from a short list of commands. Let's say you like to use the open button. Instead of clicking File for Backstage View, just click Open and the Open button's added. Let's click this again and add another one. How about Print Preview and Print? That's a good one. Now you may not see all of these options. It depends if you've used them before. I'm going to click drop down and add Quick Print. And then you realize there might be something here you don't want and you'd like to rearrange these as well. Just click the drop down again and go down to More Commands. Now from here we've got the Quick Access Toolbar selected in our Excel options, and there they are. There's all of the commands. Let's say we don't want the Quick Print in there. We'll just select it and click Remove. And if we want to rearrange these, like Open, maybe have it show up before Save, we select Open by clicking it, and then we just move it up using the up arrow here. So now we have Open, Save, Undo, Redo, and Print Preview. Perfect. All you have to do is click OK, and those changes are saved. Now another option is where the Quick Access Toolbar appears. By default it is up here in the top left corner. If you'd rather have it underneath the ribbon because you use a lot, just click the drop down, and at the very bottom, show below the ribbon, and that'll move it down below, so the ribbon's now at the top. If you want to put it back, again you just toggle it. Now it says show above the ribbon, and we'll set it back up at the top. Now you can also customize your ribbon as well. Let's go to Backstage View, clicking File, and down to Options. And just above the Quick Access Toolbar here in our navigation pane is Customize Ribbon. So select that. And now you're going to see, first of all, a list of popular commands. And over on the right-hand side, you're going to see the various tabs on your ribbon. And clicking a little plus sign will expand those. Let's go to Review, for example. Click the plus sign, and you'll see the different groups in that ribbon. Clicking a plus sign next to a group name displays the actual buttons that appear in that group. So we can select any of these, for example, if we wanted to start moving them around. If proofing should go after language, we can move it down, or we can move it back. Real nice thing here is that you can add your own tabs. So if you wanted to have a tab at the very end, I'm just going to minimize by clicking the little minus sign here to collapse those down. I'm going to go to the very last one, which is background removal. Now the ribbon is what we call context sensitive, so some of these tabs only appear when you need them, and you may not see them at all times. Right now the last one we're seeing is the View tab. So if that's where you want your new one to go, click View and then click New Tab. You can see a new tab is created with one new group. So let's go to New tab by clicking it and rename it. You can call it Your Stuff, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it Dave's Stuff. And I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to do the same for the new group. We can select it and rename it. So now you can have as many different groups, and you can even use symbols for these groups, or just simply change the display name. If you'd rather have a name appear for the group, go ahead and just type over where it says New Group. I'm going to do Editing and press Enter or click OK. There's your new group. And if you wanted another new group, you simply click the New Group button and rename it as well. Let's go back to Editing, and now we can start adding the commands. Popular commands appear here, but when we click the drop down at the top, we see different categories, like commands that are not in the ribbon. Macros, File, All tabs, Tool tabs. Let's go to All commands to see a full list of every possible command in Excel that can be added to the ribbon. And this is an alphabetical listing here. And as we scroll down, you can see it is a very long list. So I'm going to go down here and select Delete. With that selected, I can click Add. That adds it to the group. I'm going to do the same thing for a sheet, for deleting a sheet. And table columns maybe. So you got the idea. You can build up your groups and go on to another group and start adding additional commands, grouping similar or like commands together. And when you're done, you click OK and check out your ribbon. You've got a new tab. You may have one or two new groups, and you'll see the actual commands in those groups. Now you can always go back and take these out, but there is a quicker way to reset everything back to where it was when you began. We'll go back to File, down to Options. We'll go to Customize the Ribbon, and all we're going to do is reset our customizations. Click the Reset button and reset all customizations. That includes the Quick Access toolbar. And when you click Yes, and then click OK, you'll see everything's back to the way you started. No more new tab, and our Quick Access toolbar has been reset to where it was when we began. So definitely you can continue to customize your user interface to suit your needs. It's just a little bit different here in Excel 2010 in that we use the ribbon and the Quick Access toolbar.